How's it going? Get... Ah! Jeez. Happy 3.26. It's been 11 months, but we made it, everybody. Woo! 3.26! Today's the day! Log in! Log in, dude. Smell the roses. New PoE League has arrived. Oh no, I'm spilling! Holy fuck.
Apparently they suck much worse than us.
Getting stun locked by this crab.
That was mine. I got rain.
I don't know how it's possible for them to have died.
The cold damage is OP!
I got a spark user.
Oh, that's
No,
mercenary then.
Yeah.
Hey, we got him! Hey!
The Orb of Storms and
We have a brain cell.
What? I'm none.
that's a little generous.
Oh, no, dude, he got so lucky.
Is that all four of us?
Yeah.
Bro, I just got outplayed so bad. He dashed behind me and I got Omayo with Shinda, dude. It was like one hit too. He was about to die. Fuck this game. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm getting chunky. I think I crashed.
No.
What happened to the pause if I disconnect, dude? This is it. Hey, it actually was it. Mirror arrow bombarding clones on the third try. Very nice. Oh my fucking god.
I shall strike you down.
Adrenaline Tron!
May a new dawn arise.
Well, that was easy. I really don't know if I want the reservation efficiency. I probably do. Hey, how's it going? My name is Vashalos, if you didn't already know. Thanks for tuning in. Today is my day 1 and 2 update for Path of Exile's new league, 3.26, Secrets of the Atlas, Mercenaries of Charthus. I'm sure it's not going to get old saying that whole thing every single time, but about that update. So, day 1, I gave Heavy Strike Slayer a try as planned, and for full transparency, That was a mistake. Nothing felt the same. The gear wasn't the same. The weapon wasn't the same. Currency drops weren't really in my favor, so I've decided to put that character onto the back burner. Maybe we swap it over to something else later on after acquiring said currency, but for right now, I just am not happy with it and would like to send out a public service announcement. Swap away from it. It is not what I had anticipated. I am sorry to have disappointed you if you did give it a try. But with that out of the way, I did have a backup plan, if you had been paying attention, and my backup plan was Popcorn SRS, and that was buttery smooth. Holy cow, that went so well. And I used Popcorn SRS on my way to picking up Bama. I'm using Blink Arrow and then Mirror Arrow of Bombarding Clones on my Guardian right now. So in this video, I'm going to go over the minion instability leveling tree, as well as the support gems for Summon Raging Spirit that I used to obtain my Mirror Arrow of Bombardino Crocodilo clones. Then I'm also going to go over my path of building plans for my passive tree, my skills, and then my gear. So I hope you're excited. I know I am. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting off with the skills section, I'd like to quickly go over what I used to level up, and that would be Summon Raging Spirit with Minion Instability. Popcorn SRS, the supports are Unleash, Infernal Legion, and Combustion. Infernal Legion and Combustion, super powerful combination, and you can get them in Act 1. You'd be surprised about how far this will actually carry you alongside minion instability. And right, if your minions are going to be dying, if you don't have much survivability for them in the early game anyways, well, why not make them dying do damage? On top of Infernal Legion does not need to hit in order to deal damage. So as soon as they get close to something, they're already dealing damage on top of those auto attacks. I really love this as a league starter concept, and you can swap away from it very, very easily. So I will leave it at that for Popcorn SRS as a league starter, and then quickly show you what that starter tree looks like. That's it. This is what I use to league start, and everything else is the exact same for the tree. That's the swap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 passive points. You can start really, really early, and it is super, super strong. So I'm going to go over the rest of the skills for Bama Guardian now. Bama Guardian skills. Mirror Arrow of Bombarding Clones is our main skill. Fresh meat, elemental damage with attacks, minion damage, volatility, increased critical damage. You can replace volatility with concentrated effect, but don't lose any sleep over it. It's really only for bossing scenarios. Blink Arrow is our second main skill, and the reason for this is Bombarding Clones have a hard limit of 3 clones. Blink Arrow has no limit, so they're synergistic. While Blink Arrow can reach a technically infinite amount of clones, Mirror Arrow has long-lasting clones with wide coverage and still pretty good single target damage. Blink Arrow is here to help supplement that single target damage even further. Our auras are Purity of Elements, Vol Haste, and Clarity. Our offering skill is Spirit Offering for the critical strike chance and critical strike multiplier. If we were a Necromancer, we would instead use Bone Offering for the defensive capability. Automation, Convocation, Molten Shell. Desecrate does not need to be linked to Automation as it is not an instant cast spell, thus will not interact with it. In the boots, and this is specific, you do want Raised Spectre in the boots if you ask me, because if we end up using a unique pair of boots, we can corrupt those, hopefully, for +2 to socketed minion skills, and then with a level 3 Empower, that will be +5, reaching a +1 Spectre. That's how I usually do it anyways. We may not be able to fit in those unique boots because of reservation restrictions. Sorry, not reservation. Resistances. Yeah, resistances restrictions, but yet to be seen. I don't know. I like doing wacky stuff. Maybe this build ends up being a little bit wacky. And as I said before, if I'm playing a minion build, you better believe Animate Guardian is going to live inside a hungry loop, alongside Feeding Frenzy, Meat Shield, Minion Life, and Elemental Army. This is just what I like doing with Animate Guardian. It is his home. No one will convince me otherwise. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go over the items section. Here we are at the items section. Just as a quick asterisk, I gathered a lot of these from PoE Ninja by looking at other people's builds. They're probably not the best, but they're what I currently have planned as, yeah, Plans are likely to change, as you recently witnessed with Heavy Strike Slayer. I don't want to talk about it. So let's get to talking about these items. Thicket Bow. I'm pretty sure we want the fastest bow possible. We're not really concerned about physical damage. We want lightning damage, and a lot of it. You'll craft this bow, hopefully, with essences that give you minions deal increased damage. That's how you'll get that modifier. And then you'll craft on the weapons penetrate elemental resistances. For the quiver, it's pretty run-of-the-mill stats. Increase attack speed, lightning damage, crit chance, crit multi, life, resistances, damage with bow skills. All of these are valid. For the other base types, you're going to want armor evasion base types. The implicits are pretty run-of-the-mill. Reduced mana cost of attacks, physical taken as, gain endurance charge every couple of seconds, or you can do maximum resistances if you prefer. Minions deal increased damage, spell suppression, resistances or action speed with increased cooldown recovery rate for travel skills on those respective items. The rest of the modifiers are going to be life, spell suppression, armor and evasion modifiers, resistances, movement speed on the boots. You can craft your gloves with some interesting things like essences as well, or fracturing them, doing some shenanigans later on. That's not really what I'm here to talk to you about right now. We're going to go ahead and move on towards the unique items. The unique items we're interested in mainly are the Jinxed Juju. This is going to add a lot of survivability to us, being that we have potentially 4 Spectres. We're going to have 3 Spectres very easily, but 4 Spectres, this is going to split up 10% of the damage we take between them, and it really shouldn't threaten them at all. It should not kill our Spectres while wearing this, and it'll make us a whole heck of a lot tankier while also using Sentinel of Radiance, one of the skills granted by our Ascendancy. Hungry Loop. This is what I said our Animate Guardian would be living inside. Here is the Bone Ring, and we will use this to gather some of the dexterity required for this build. It will take up the slot of like 1 offensive modifier. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Darkness Enthroned, just like I was recommending in my backup plan video, we will gather it in the same way, which is target farming Abyss bosses. And then here are some example Ghastly Eye Jewels, in case you weren't aware that this build does indeed stack a lot of these. You want as many as you can with added lightning damage and then increased damage if you used a minion skill recently. That's it for the items section. I'll give you guys an update if I have anything interesting to talk about for the flasks or if I have some cluster jewels later on down the line. This is the passive tree section, and we're looking at the minion instability leveling tree. So you'll start out with the damage and mana small node, path by the intelligence small nodes for retribution. And if you feel like you need it, you can pick up discipline and training, but I didn't really feel like I needed it, so I just made a beeline for enduring bond, and after that, it was straight towards minion instability. You really do not have to get rid of anything other than these 8 passive points. Just like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's all you need for minion instability. Just to show you what that would look like for your main tree, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then as soon as you're ready to swap away, you just get rid of them. The same is true for the small intelligence nodes and the damage and mana node, as you do not really benefit from those as much as you would this mana regeneration and life with the strength nodes. Now with that out of the way, the rest of the pathing is really straightforward. You want minion modifiers wherever you can get them. Sacrifice. Spiritual Command is going to help you go a lot faster. The sacrifice is just for survivability. +1 to maximum specters is huge. Pick up the damage. You can pick up the minion life if you feel like they're not surviving enough. You want critical strike chance and critical strike multiplier for them. You want more life. You want more energy shield. Mana reservation efficiency. A whole heap of damage right here. Resistances. I keep mixing up those words today. Jewel Socket. More life. And then you're going to path down for Grave Pact. Some maximum resistances, more life, Jewel Socket, life, Jewel Socket, resistances, skill effect duration, life, spell suppression chance, Mage Bane, and the rest of the build is yet to be seen. This is all I really have planned for you when it comes to the passive tree. I think we may need some more spell suppression chance, and we're not that far away from some, but if we end up not needing it, then we can pick up a Cluster Jewel, and that is a lot more damage. That's what I'd really like to do, is aim for the Cluster Jewel rather than the spell suppression chance if I can skirt it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about my Mercenary. I stumbled upon a Mercenary that is incredibly good for this build. This is my Mercenary, Eldrick the Righteous. This is my boy. This is my dog. This is my baby boy we're talking about here. I'm pretty sure the name is randomly generated, but he's a war priest, and GGG, if you're listening, just probably goes for everybody. We do not want to have to find the same mercenary again at a higher level. Please, 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 if we can swap their gear, why can't the mercenaries level up with us on our journey to level 100? That's how it worked in Diablo 2, darn it. With that digression out of the way, I'd like to mention the skills that are useful for us from the War Priest Mercenary. And that would be Holy Relic, Smite for that free, juicy lightning damage aura, and then Beacons of Faith. And if you don't know what this does, I'd forgive you because I didn't know either. And as soon as I hired him, I was like, what the heck is going on? There is consecrated ground everywhere. Everywhere. Creates numerous beacons in a large area, which explode after a delay, dealing physical area damage. Each explosion creates a patch of consecrated ground. They last forever. They last so long. I leave the area to go to a different zone, and then I go back to the other area. The consecrated ground is still there. This guy is insane. If you see a War Priest, or maybe if it's actually Eldrick the Righteous, pick him up. If you deal lightning damage, you want this guy. He is crazy. And we're obviously going to be interested in putting on a Perkwell's Toe for his amulet. We'll round out the rest of his gear somehow. I heard that the mercenary meta has been advancing rapidly, and I'm excited to learn about it. So that's all I've got for you guys today when it comes to this video update. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you had a great league start. You're all absolutely fantastic. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen from me recently, please consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, as I've been working really hard on these meme intros for you all. They take up way more time than you may actually realize, so every little bit helps. And before I go, I'd like to apologize for Heavy Strike Slayer. I had high hopes for that build, but it really just did not shake out the way it felt before the patch. And I think that's just because I was a little more generous than I should have been towards the skill. I was having fun with it, but that didn't mean it was going to be a good league starter. The POB looked fine. I'd had success with a melee league starter before, but for some reason this one, man, I was going crazy. I had to swap away, so I hope you guys can forgive me. I hope you found this entertaining. I hope you found it informative, and hopefully I'll see you guys here next time. Peace out, and have fun.